Let's see. This could be our intro already. How are we going to intro this one?
It's a work in progress. Bear with us.
Yes. So we thought that we should do something because there's not a lot of content going out there in the Dota 2 scene, especially compared to some of the other esports scenes. And now we figured we'd change that.
Especially, I'm pretty new, obviously, to the whole esports talent life, but let you all in on a secret. Everyone is a pretty incredibly dope human being. And I'm of the opinion that due to the lack of behind-the-scenes content and the relative level of awesomeness in the scene, we wanted to expose you guys, the community, to not just us, but like players, background members. There's a lot of managers that I would always get a drink with if available, but you know, they never show their faces on camera. Yeah,
so we figured we'd change that, and we don't really know what it's going to be. But for now, it's a podcast, and we hope you enjoy it. And it's going to be 15 minutes. We figured that's a nice time. People that like long content can watch multiple in a row if you want. People that like short content, I figured 15, you know, that's like sweet spot. And for this first one, I went onto my Instagram and asked people to ask us questions so that we can actually have something to talk about. Because obviously we have a lot of topics waiting, but we figured we ease into it slowly and in a nice way. And one of the first questions was, what is the best and the worst esports event we've ever been to / a part of? So I figured we'd start with the worst one, so we can end on a high note.
Okay.
What's the worst esports event you've ever been a part of / been to?
Well, it depends. Is it like the worst for me or the worst publicly?
For you, personally.
For me, like as far as how miserable was I at the event?
Yes.
Okay.
Because publicly, you know, Shanghai Major is going to try with everything.
That was probably MDL. Can we swear on that? We can, right?
Yeah, you
Thank
can do
God.
whatever you
All
want.
right. MDL wherever the fuck China, okay? It was snowing like gray snow. It straight up was like 1984. The smog, skies were completely gray, it's snowing, there's no one there because we're in some like literal, according to Jack, C-tier city in China. The event was thrown at a mall. We had 40 spectators. The entire hotel staff did not speak English. We were at the complete mercy of our handlers. There was no food. We played the group stage in a sound booth. Like it was meant to be a recording studio, so every room was soundproof. When you had 5 computers and 6 dudes into a box about the size of like this little corner we're in, it gets hot as balls. We played back-to-back BO3s. I swear to God, we almost died. Everyone got sick because of the land flu.
Was that the one where S4 was super sick?
Yes. Where S4 almost like literally didn't play a match and almost died. Yeah, like
Well, you saw him huddled in a blanket, still playing at some point?
Yeah. Oh, the booths also weren't made properly. So like in the practice rooms, it was fine. But then when you went to the main stage, like the desks were literally 6 to 12 inches higher than your chairs could be. So it's like impossible to sit ergonomically, which makes me sound like a dork, but you know, we're doing this shit for a living. There's $100,000 on the line. You're gonna die if you play with your hands like this. I'm not a T-Rex.
And if you want to play your best, you gotta play the way you're comfortable with, and nobody's comfortable playing like that.
And the only other one that would have honorable mention was the Han Tour World Finals in Vegas, which I had a blast at, but it was ranked the second cringiest esports moment of all time.
I mean, I didn't know about an esports scene in Han, and I got linked that video, and I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, what's sad is like I won that event. That was one of my championships. Go me. But yeah, that's enough. Sheaves.
My worst one has to be the first. I think it was the second Dota Pit event. It was January 2017 actually, and as a talent, the talent room was freezing cold. The talent room was adjuncted to. It was like a sports talent room, if you will. So there was like a dressing room, and it was attached to showers and all that. And one of those things, they had like one of those drains that was not closing properly. I know, you know, normally that the smell doesn't come through, but this time it did. And anytime anybody had to go to the toilet, you had to go through that smell because that's where the toilets were. And at night, we closed the door so that the smell didn't come into the talent room. When we came in every morning, ta-da! Wide open into the smell of dead fish and whatnot. It was horrible. Also, the people are allowed to smoke. We're allowed to smoke in the venue, so
that's awful.
pretty bad. The days were super long, like crazy long. I remember, I mean, I wasn't playing, but the people that were playing until like 3 a.m. and at 4 a.m. they had to get their shuttle.
That tournament.
Not entirely. The finals was not entirely Dota Pit's fault because they did have a patch halfway through the finals. By the way, so on the final days, like, or maybe there was some Dota issue, but it was sick making because I personally got a cough at that event, and that cough didn't stop until like I was on antibiotics for it. I went to the doctor 3 times for it. I was sick as a dog for months, and then I finally get rid of it like 5 months after that or something when I was already in chemo. It's like whatever.
Oh,
that fixed my cough.
I thought you were going to say like Dota Pit gave me cancer.
It did not give me cancer. That was not it. No, that was not the case. I could have said that, but no. Happens to be at the same place, same time. No, but that was a really bad event to work in terms of circumstances to work at. Because I mean, the games were fun, you know. I don't know. The people just forgot that there was also supposed to be talent. Like there was no food, and if we wanted food, we had to. Well, it was unhealthy food, which you know everybody loves pizza every now and then, and that's great. But you know, if you do this for a living, you can't eat pizza every week, every day. Yeah. That doesn't happen.
I didn't realize how much energy it takes to do this. Like,
yeah.
I'm so happy. Pretty much everyone else fought these battles for me, so I just kind of showed up. And there's certain things that everyone just takes for granted now. Like,
if I needed coffee or tea, I had to buy it.
I mean that's like a little.
Literally hot water. I had to if I was getting sick, I wanted tea. I had to go to the same place as everybody else goes. I mean, if you're a visitor at an event and buy a cup of tea, 1 cup at a time.
That's
a little tiny cup.
That's pretty grim. I feel like a tea kettle would have been
nice.
Easy to provide. Yeah.
Tea kettle and a bag of tea bags. And
you can literally make it. If you could smoke inside, you could light a fire. You could literally start a fire inside. So all you would need is a pot. Put that on the kindling. Boom, you've got tea.
We should have just bought a kettle, to be honest.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm glad I wasn't there. I didn't qualify for that event, and I don't mind anymore.
No, it was a pretty grim one. I can look at some other questions, and one would be, what's one regret you have regarding Dota? One regret.
Oh, geez, there's a lot. How much time do we have left?
7 minutes.
Well, the upper bracket game 1 versus EG at TI5 will always be my purest Dota regret because I should have and could have won that game. If you ask Sumail, it was the one lane Sumail lost at that TI, and it was to me.
Aww.
And instead of going Orchid BKB like I had in Han, like I had in Dota, I went this terrible Ags Octarine build that I did because I lost to Sumail in a scrim 3 weeks ago previously that he did that build to. So instead of me and Moon killing Fear's Anti-Mage twice on his hook, I had no Orchid and we lost. And we should have won. And I don't know if it changes anything, but it was more of just like wow. Yeah, because like I did the hard part, you know, because my mechanics weren't great at the time. I was like 10 months into Dota, but you know, if I got through that, I know how to win games and play the game, but apparently, no, I didn't. Other than that, it'd probably be one of the 42 players on my team that I tried out that didn't pan out. There's a lot of candidates for who would the worst one to try be. I had a player quit on me in the middle of a grand finals qualifier.
That's not great.
I had players refuse to do scrims. I had players have like psychotic breaks. There was a long journey.
How do you refuse to do scrims? You gotta do scrims, otherwise
and I quote, I don't want to play We Suck. It's a waste of my time.
So basically he wasn't your teammate at that point?
Not for much longer, no.
No.
No. And surprisingly, that's not the attitude of a champion.
No, definitely not. Gonna play until actually GG called. You gotta try. Always
you gotta at least like start the game.
Yes, that helps as well. I think for me, my most regrettable moment would be, I had one earlier. Now I lost it. My brain doesn't work very well sometimes. I would have liked to try harder at TI5. Well, not try harder. I would have liked to try less hard and therefore be better, because I tried too hard at TI5. I was at the panel and then people were, we were all like, it was an analyst desk full of ex-pros and professional players and all that. And I was there too. And I tried too hard to analyze and I was not embracing just being me. So that would be my professional regret, if you will. So yeah, that's the only really one that I can find because I just did all my things and here I am. I feel like I did it right most of the time.
I feel like that's a good lesson though. Is like even outside of Dota, I feel like you always regret not being yourself or trying to feel like you need to live up to someone else's expectations versus like this is what I want to do and this is who I am. And I struggled with that a lot in like the first 20 odd years or so of my life, which is part of the reason now where I feel like my Dota career kind of set me up to work on camera because I truly give absolutely no fucks, and Reddit can literally just, I was going to say lick my taint, but that might be inappropriate for the kids watching.
Yes.
But pretty much, I love them, I love you, but also,
I hate you.
You can't. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have a Twitter or an Instagram, and I wouldn't participate in any sort of social media.
You're here on camera doing a podcast.
It's complete. This is different, though.
Is it?
I'm not going to like. It is, but it isn't. I guess the thing is, I see this as something you do for your career, and I'm in a forward-facing career, so we should make this content if we're going to actually pursue what our jobs are. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so, but at the same time, I guess for me, my whole job and me having this job comes from me just doing what I like to do. Like, not really trying to, well, obviously at some point, I do try to make it professionally as well, but at the same time, I do it because I enjoy it. Because if I wasn't, then it wouldn't be, I'm not sure if it would pay off. Like, a normal career, as in quote unquote normal career, would probably 9 to 5 get me a more beneficial reward than doing this and having little to free time, less time with friends.
But it's like still a joy. You know? Like,
I mean, I love it. I mean, I have to sacrifice a lot of things, but work.
I guess that's the point, really, which is I like hanging out with you and having conversations, and I want to share, and I want to, if it's filmed and shared, that's fine. But I'm not doing a thing with the purpose of sharing it. It's more that I want to do it because it's fun and it's something I enjoy. Like, and to your point about 9 to 5s, the most anxiety and fear and the worst I ever felt was in between Han and Dota, where I thought I was going to quit and just, I'm like, I'm over Han, I want to kind of do a real job.
Yep.
I've always wanted to like get into sales, I'd love to be a bartender, it sounds fun, et cetera, et cetera. And you realize walking out in the real world that, first off, it doesn't matter if you're really good at a specific discipline in esports. No one gives a shit. You're still a schmuck. And you probably just look like a moron. Like, oh, you played video games. Like, at the time, no one really got it. But anyway, esports kind of gives me a purpose in some
You got anxiety thinking you had to go to 9 to 5.
You know what it was? Is that I was looking for the right job because I wanted a purpose, right? But you can't just find that because you land a job that pays you money to invest your time. Whereas this is more of a creative endeavor. We get to entertain. You get to effectively just be who you want to be. Hopefully
Make
yourself.
your own path. Follow your dreams.
Trailblazing. Exactly.
Oh, it's pretty good. I did work 9 to 5 for a while. It was for 2 years actually, almost 2.5 years. It wasn't great, but I did it anyway. And actually, it was pretty stable. I got home, play World of Warcraft, get to bed. Wake up, go to work, got home, played World of Warcraft.
What were you in World of Warcraft? Were you any good?
Yeah, I was good. We were a high-end raiding guild. We raided 6 nights a week, and was in Ascendance on a Lancers. I think the best we did was world first with all the achievements in the
Wrath of the Lich King?
No, later. The fire
one?
The fire one. No, not the panda one. I didn't.
Burning something?
No, the one between Wrath of the Lich King and it was this Ragnarok. Was that the boss? Firelands.
Something like that. I kind of remember.
I
quit after TBC, but I played for like a solid, like end of vanilla through TBC. It was really good. My mom would turn off the router at like midnight. So I'd pretend to be asleep and then sneak downstairs because we would raid from 7 to 11, but then we would do 10-mans from like 1 to 4. And then I would go to school at like 7. Terrible. Don't do that, kids.
Don't do that.
You'd be better off, don't do drugs, but if you were going to choose to do drugs or play World of Warcraft, I actually think drugs would probably be better for you in the long run.
I don't do drugs. I think, going back to the question, like, do you regret anything? The World of Warcraft bit might be one of the things. I don't regret starting it, and I don't regret doing it, but I think I might regret doing it for as long as I did.
Yeah. because some of my best gaming memories are from WoW.
Oh, for sure.
Huge arena wins, and when we got title, we were the only Ret Paladin, Shadow Priest Rogue to get Gladiator.
I mean, that's a good feeling.
Killed Reliquary of Souls at like 1:30 a.m. right before reset. Like, that was super cool. Starting a guild, like beating Illidan, but it's just, on one hand, it feels like wasted time, but that goes back to, like, I'm a big believer that your life is about intangible achievements, i.e. your personal growth, the things you can't prove, what you've experienced but didn't photograph.
By the way, I mean, I know we have to stop soon because we're at that 15-minute mark, but did you know that, we can talk about this some other time as well, at some point, Yahoo needed a new CEO, and they did interviews and all that, and 2 people were equally qualified, and then the difference maker was that one of them had successfully been a guild leader and raid leader from a World of Warcraft guild, and the other one had no extracurricular things, and the World of Warcraft guild's like, well, what did you do? Well, you led 40 people? That's pretty good. Let's go. And then he got the job, yeah. The World of Warcraft made the difference. So you learn a lot of real-life skills playing video games sometimes, but that is a great topic for next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe. What else do they do? Comment?
Do we really want them to comment? What if they say mean things about us? Oh, wait. Do what you want.
Bye-bye.